All right. So, for some of you who tuned in, for now I'm doing that. For those of you who perhaps had tuned in to the first hour class, now we're moving on to, as you can see, with our zoology class, and there, I just said and. We just talked about that. Okay. So, with this from the video yesterday, how is it that spiders will fertilize females? There's actually two ways. One, the female can just pick up a deposited cocoon of sperm, or more so of an indirect form of sexual reproduction is how does the male spider inseminate the female? Yeah, they'll use their pedipalps to secure their fangs, the female. Then on their first appendage, you can see a little what on there? Little hook on there. And then they'll actually use that to inseminate the female. Okay. So moving on then with this content, we move forward to that of our next set of arachnids. Because how many arachnids are there? There's three. We have arachnae, and then we move on to the scorpions, which is, you can see, this order. Is there anything significant about these two terms in the order Arachnae as opposed to the order? See, I can trip over these things with the best of them. The order Scorpioniida. Because these two terms do repeat themselves. So what I want you to think about is which one of these is more anterior in Arachnae? These? Okay. So what's another fancy term for these in the spiders? This is the scientific name. What's the common name? Because if this is the first appendage, which it is, what are these guys? These are the fangs. That's right. Can't do it. I don't think my hand's quite long enough to do a... I can't do that shadow puppets like this. This would be kind of silly to do that anyway. But okay, then the pedipalps, as you can see, those have a very similar function in spiders as well as scorpions. Now, one of the aspects to think about, okay, when we're talking about secretive, why are these animals only coming out at night? Why would they not be out in the daytime? That could be, but there's going to be just as many predators probably at night as there is in the daytime.
Because it's hot in the daytime.
Okay, so it'd be a lot cooler to hide out in a rock crevice or a place that provides shade than come out at night when maybe there's a lot of insects that they can feed upon. Now, when we say they feed upon insects in spiders, what type of diet is that? You know this, you just don't know you know it. Yeah, they're carnivorous, okay? So why would we say that they are not, let's say, opportunists or not decomposers? Yes, thank you. I couldn't come up with that. Okay, why are these animals not scavengers?
Because they don't pick up prey that prey out. They don't pick up stuff that was already taken care of.
Well, that's true, but the main idea behind spiders and scorpions is that venom, because these animals are venomous as well, that venom has two functions. One, immobilize the prey. And two, what else? Perhaps. Yeah, it's going to start to liquefy or break it down. If they are scavengers, then chances are it's already dried up and they cannot feed upon that because they want that liquid diet. And that's why, unless it's a fresh kill, if you want to say that, or a fresh deceased animal that they could come across. But chances are, any type of predator on these animals is probably going to consume the whole thing anyway. We saw that with Awati or Kawati or whatever that was. And one of the things that amazes me is that when you see that, did the Kawati know that there was something down there because it heard it? I can't picture smell. Or did it sense it with its nervous system? See, I don't have an answer for that. My guess is it heard the tarantula. I seriously don't know. But one of the things that we talk about is when we get to the vertebrates, especially that of the sharks, is that they can pick up these electrical charges, because that's how animals move, is there's a type of electrical charge that causes your muscles to contract. So with that, these animals, they live a secretive life, just like that of their spider counterparts, and they have similar names and similar functions. What was that? Was that the daycare? Child screaming? Oh. All right. So it's not the first time we've seen this, okay? What is it that is two body sections into one? Think about that for just a moment. Let's see, we're at 7 minutes, about 8 minutes down. And I think the term is called a barb on this structure here, on the tail. And that barb is where that venom is actually stored. Now, just like any other animal that is venomous, that substance is precious to them. And why would that be for these animals? Why is venom so precious? Because if they run out, what's it like for these animals? Now, it's going to be difficult because, one, they can't defend themselves. And think of it this way. Anytime you come down with an illness, we talk about this as well during your microbiology section. Why do we feel so run down when we get sick? It's not because, oh, I got the cold or I got a fever. See, headache might be a little different, but do you keep everything you need on hand in your immune system? Is it stockpiled in your body, do you think? You're shaking your head, no. Why are you right? Take it away, Mr. Wagner. We've talked about this before. I think you know the answer.
No. Like, is your immune system stockpiled?
Yes.
No, doesn't it like heighten once you get an infection?
Right.
Yeah.
So what that means is you have to produce all of that. So it's an indirect way of saying what we're getting at is once your immune system becomes heightened, you have to produce all of them. IgE, IgG, IgA, and IgE. I think I said E twice, I think. But they're called immunoglobulins, okay? And it's those different classifications that deal within your immune system. Okay, so it's really taxing on these animals, whether it's spiders or scorpions. Once they run out of venom, they can't defend themselves, and it takes a lot of energy for them to produce that venom again. All right, now, one of the things that you might think about is when you picture a tarantula like we saw in the video, they go through the process of molting, and so do that of scorpions. Why do those animals have to molt, do you think? Because when they molt, what are they getting rid of? Yeah, you could say it's their skin, but it's a better term we could come up with. Starts with an E. Yeah, they need to get rid of that exoskeleton so they can actually grow bigger. Because with us as humans and mammals, that skeleton grows on the inside. The exoskeleton, as we saw in the video, is on the outside. Okay. I wanted to get to the ticks and mites, and that's where we would stop for today. Yes, sir. God, I just heard my chemistry students.
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Oh, no, I'm just kidding. You got to have something to laugh about, right, students? You're seniors now. See, I wouldn't have to listen to any of that in the chemistry class last year. Oh, I hear them again. I'm terrible. I know. Like I said, we gotta have something to laugh at or laugh about. So, which brings up a good point. See, where or when did you students see the value in your education? It's not going to be the same answer for it. Maybe it was all the way along, or interests change, and now you're so close to the end that, oh my gosh, I can't wait to graduate and get out on my own. So whether this is something that you use in the future for you two, probably not. A little bit, maybe, if when it comes to chemical engineering. I suppose there's different types of engineering you could come up with. Maybe make a new type of nylon out of spider thread. Because it's even with all the technology we have, how is it possible we cannot copy venoms or spider thread, silk thread? Yes, it is so complex. But yet we have a computer that can name that Titan or protein. So we can name that, but we can't come up with copying venoms. Doesn't make any sense to me either. So, all right. One of the things, I think one of the things we have to talk about is how we keep these three separate, okay? So this is something that would come later, but we just want to make sense of this now. So I would not write this down because it will make sense and it will come full circle. Because if you put it down now on your paper, it's going to be out of place. So what we want to do is just talk about this class. So again, don't worry about this. We'll talk about this again. So we've said for quite a while, why is this such a vague term? And vague means confusing, because if you ask the common person walking down the hallway, what's an arachnid? What are they going to say? a spider. And they're not wrong. But if you want to be one of the individuals who sticks out and gives an answer that's correct, that's not the same as everybody else, what else would we do when we're talking about arachnids? Okay, scorpions and ticks, okay? So in our arachnid class, we go down to the order level, which is this, okay? And then what's the order for scorpions? Okay, and then the order for ticks and mites. Starts with that. It's on your paper. You can probably see. Yeah. So no idea. I always just say acari. I have no idea, and there's no pronunciation, I don't think, in the zoology book. So with that, what is something that these two have in common? Okay, so these are venomous. What else do they have in common? You're close to being right, but not for the reasons that you're thinking. What else might they have in common? The number 2. Right. So we could say 2 body parts, or being even more scientific and using the actual proper name. Starts with a C. Yes. Okay, we're about 17 minutes. We're going to want to wrap this up pretty soon. Okay. Diet now. We said it earlier. Okay? Straighten them out, Mr. Wagner. We're tired of listening to them.
Straighten those kids out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. So then there has to be a reason why they're in separate orders now, because they do have all those in common. What about venom delivery for this? Okay. Okay, which was called, we only said it, we didn't write it down. It did start with a B. You are so close, we'll take that, okay? So these have fangs. It's called a barb, okay? So then we're just going to do a couple characteristics on why these are out on the end. It says that the cephalothorax is completely fused. So that means how many body segments? It has to be separate from these two then. 1. And then think of their diet. Are they meat eaters like these, where it says they're carnivorous? Think of your pets. Say, oh, you said it, but say that again. Yeah. So here we'd say this. They're parasitic feeders, which means, yes, they're going to feed on their blood. That's right. Okay, so 19 and a half minutes. We kept it under 20. Wow, just like last hour, I can't remember what we had it as. So, All right, ladies, move like a spider. Just think how easy it'd be playing volleyball if you had 8 legs. I could reach over that. Oh, no, this one. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, this leg. And
I think they'd be better soccer players.
oh, they might be better soccer players. Yeah. Very good. Okay, so that's all I have. We'll catch up to you next time.